Musk. 50-51 protests against Elon Musk's reforms, changes, fascist takeover of the government. Now this is due to begin at 12. It is currently 11:40. We've got about 20 minutes to go. Shut up here a little bit early. Let me give you a view of the crowd.
We expect to be starting in about 30 minutes.
Couple of hundred.
Thank you all for coming.
We're here right under what is the most grand background I've ever had for a protest. I'm an Australian protest reporter. You've probably seen Drew Pavlou in Eastwood, who's in the past had some events, shall we say, stabbing. But this is by far the coldest protest I've ever had. The environmental challenges of the wind. It might look sunny, but the feels like temperature is -2 centigrade. It is below zero here. So everyone here is very well rugged up, including myself. In Australia, we don't really get weathers like this unless it's on the ski slopes. So I'm going to do my best to try and keep my hands as rugged as possible. And we might have some other people arriving as well, because it is, in fact, a week I'm in town for CPAC, which is a big US political conference. We're going to see if we can talk to some people here about their signs. Tell us what their signs mean. Yeah. It's an organised, fairly organised but loose fitting group. It's very casual. A few different content creators here. Independent content creators doing some markups here. With this A6500 and a 16-50. No, carry on, sir. Get the story. You get the story. You're going to try and get that nice story there. And oh, crabs, guys! It is freezing. Let's just walk through the crowd and you can get a feel for who it is. If you're looking for corporate media here, I'm not seeing too many. A couple of independent journalists I see around, but I'm not seeing any larger corporate media here. So this may be one of the only streams you'll see around. Diversity makes our country stronger. There we go. Not my president. Make America democratic again. How you going? Congress, stand up against Trump. Did you want to tell us about your sign? G'day, I'm just streaming. Okay, alright, it was just a chance. Have a good one. Streaming on Discoveries. See you, bye.
Thank you.
Hands off our democracy.
I honestly don't know.
Independent law enforcement, shall we say? By law enforcement is yours. Oh, there's a nice shot there. Come down with that one. No, it's fine. We got anonymous mask. Oh, that's perfect. Tell us, why have you come today, Anonymous?
I've come here today to protest against the autocratic administration and the dictatorial president.
Great. You got your sign. Tell us about your sign.
Well, the sign represents my opinion of the Republican MAGA Party. I think it's self-explanatory.
Tell us about the mask. It's certainly eye-catching.
I'm just trying to disguise myself with prying eyes. You never know who's watching.
That's true. That's true. There's always a camera, isn't there?
There certainly is.
Including a live stream.
I don't have a problem with cameras.
Put the mask like this, you're going to be the camera.
So, yeah, it's just one way of being anonymous, as one could say, and having my say at the same time.
Thanks for your time, mate. Streaming on Discoveries. Have a good one.
You too.
He's going to get some attention. It's true. It is true. Autocratic, fascist, dictator. These are the words we're seeing today. Not just feds.
That's right.
Oh, this weather's tough. It's at least in this country. The past was erased, the erasure was forgotten, the lie became the truth. kings, no dictators, no oligarchs.
There you go.
And
The other side.
Oh, right.
Support and defend the Constitution.
thank you.
The old thing too.
No kings, no tyrants, no oligarchs.
No tyrants, no oligarchs. Can't say it right. Protect the Constitution. Save America.
Thank you.
What's this for?
Pardon me?
Is this for just you?
Live streaming on Chris Discoveries. The channel's called Chris Discoveries, a portmanteau of Chris and Discoveries. I'm Australian, but
Okay.
here I am.
Hello, everybody.
Hey.
Help us save America.
Thank you.
Yes, please. Yeah, we're not all obnoxious people.
Thank you.
We're trying to resurrect the ideals that the country was built on and abide by them.
With a musket?
No,
Well,
no.
we had a bit of a different journey through our.
Yes, I'm familiar.
Yeah, we had a
I'm
different
Irish.
journey. It's actually still, she's still on our, or he's still on our money. So we still have our king, but we've got kind of we actually dismissed our Prime Minister because he tried to get loans from Pakistan to keep the government going in 75. So our Governor General dismissed our PM, the Queen's representative at the time. So we've still got a Queen in Australia. You don't. So
No,
We
we cut the cord.
if you
Yeah.
reach an impasse, it's kind of, well, that's it. You don't have a relief valve. Okay,
We
so-
have checks and balances of our Senate and our House of Representatives, Congress,
And the judiciary branch, which we're
judiciary
concerned is not going to
stand
stand
up
up.
for the ideals of the Constitution. So right now we're in a constitutional crisis right now because people are not doing what we elected them to do.
Right, okay. A lot's been made of who won elections in 2016, 2020. This is always the thing of
Yes.
elections now.
Well, apparently
Where's-
in 2016 it is Biden won, but apparently in this 2024 election, they say Trump won correctly by a slim margin, but he did win.
Because I know a lot of Democrats wanted Republicans to recognize that in 2020
Yeah.
Biden won, but is this
2016, right? Trump took it and it was elected, right? 2020.
at this protest, are people like Trump didn't win, or he did win, but he's
No, it's
abusing
not
his
about
power?
that at all. It's
Right.
about executive overreach. It's about It's I think you would even find a lot of progressives who would say that certainly there's a lot about government in the U.S. that needs to be reformed. I don't object to reductions in the size of particular workforce and agencies, but it needs to be done with competence and prudence. And he filled the cabinet with a completely unqualified, unexperienced group of people. And,
White, unqualified.
and I didn't elect Elon Musk. I didn't elect Trump either. But Musk and his tech bros have absolutely no business.
Is that white and unqualified?
Well, there's some ethnicity in there, but I would
what?
say most of them are white.
Oh, in the
We do have
cabinet?
one. We do have one.
Is that a factor, do you think?
What?
Them being white, do you think that's a factor?
As in deliberate?
Well, I'm not sure what. Tell us, why does white change
Because
it?
they don't want DEI, they don't want diversity and equity and inclusion. So that's just looking like maybe that's why they're going that direction.
Thanks for the chat, thanks for your time. Chris Discoveries. See your hand. Chris Discoveries, a portmanteau of Chris and Discoveries. Chris Discoveries, COVERIES. Chris Discoveries.
Okay.
Take care.
See you. Bye.
Welcome.
Guys, this is staggeringly freezing. But we'll get through it. We'll get through it. Oh, try and take the hood down to speak to people with, but wow. Haven't felt something like this before. This is tough. This is tough weather. Seeing so many things which does surprise me. Some professional cameras here, so maybe there are some. Maybe here after all. Let's see if we can get some photos of some of the more salacious moments. Here and Theon, get a photo, guys? Please. Wait 1 sec. Oh. Thank you. please tell us about your signs.
Well, I want Congress to do something. They need to stand up and stop what's happening. People who are unelected are taking over our government agencies and creating policy that was not the choice of the American people. So Congress really needs to step up before it's too late.
What can Congress do?
Well, they can stop voting for his nominees. They can, I don't know. I'm not quite
That's
sure.
okay,
what
that's
they can
okay,
do.
that's okay. These are imperfect conversations. We are
Yeah,
not
yeah,
policy
yeah.
experts.
Yeah, yeah,
We're not
yeah.
secretaries
Yeah.
of...
But they could at least take a stand on some of the people that they've nominated or confirmed for the secretaries, and that would be a start.
Let me jump in for one second and say we're not experts at all of this. It's just about the sentiment of what it is, and then it's kind of up to your electorate to have a think about it. But like you're looking for a more determined response to it. You don't feel like they're really...
Correct.
Okay,
Correct.
all right.
A more determined response from senators and Congress representatives.
I'm from Australia, a little bit distant, but who won the election has been in our media for the past 8 years.
Yes.
Is that at issue here? Do you feel that the election was not done right, poorly, well? Is that what this is about?
Well, I mean, I don't have an issue with the election per se. I mean, I didn't vote for Trump, but...
Do you believe it was the counting or some part of it, Electoral College? I don't know. Do you believe it was? Okay. But this is more a Congress thing than a election thing.
Yes.
Okay. Can I ask this gentleman? KMUSK. Kick out medicated, unelected, shit-heel Klansmen.
Kick out Elon Musk. I think that currently he's illegally interfering with government right now. I think that, there are multiple court cases going through right now. I mean, Tanya Chutkan is hearing a case right now from several states who say Doge is acting outside their elected authority. They are getting access to confidential information from all sorts of Americans with no idea what they're going to do. They just fired hundreds of people at the FAA after we just had the largest plane crash in 25 or more years. I think top priority is get Musk out of government.
Lovely. Again, with the election thing, is this a question of whether Trump was in his position legitimately?
I think it's very unfortunate the way the country voted in this election. They did vote that way, but he is acting well outside any kind of democratic mandate at this point.
Thanks for your time. Have a good day. So it's not an election denial thing, it's a procedural kind of approach. All right, let's look at some of that. The Gulf of America. Gulf of Mexico. That's the question you're not sure about. Tell us. A Sharpie is a magic wand.
She will explain her thing because she's the peopler.
Gulf of America, Gulf of Mexico.
It's Gulf of Mexico. My goodness, it's been for 500 years.
But time for change, right? You know, every now and then.
Well, yeah, it's time for a change. Get them out of office.
What Sharpie isn't a magic wand?
Originally, Mr. Trump thought that he could use a Sharpie to change the direction of a storm years ago, and now he's using a Sharpie pretty much to rename the Gulf of Mexico the Gulf of America. It's not his piece of water. He can't do that.
I looked on Google Maps.
Google doesn't care.
I looked at Apple Map. Tell us about your history, and I won't forget.
Yep.
Tell us about your side.
History's going to remember the treachery that these guys in the Congress and the Senate are letting Trump and his little band of cronies get away with. they're rubber stamping everything he wants to do instead of standing up to their constituents.
In Australia, where I stream on Discoveries,
Yeah.
we've heard a lot of election denial, whether it's 2016, 2020, is this a question of whether the election was carried out, like, do you feel it was carried out?
Fairly or honestly? We don't have proof otherwise. We're not like the Republicans that last time they fought the election results when Biden won for the whole 4 years, and they still say that they won, which they didn't.
The system is imperfect,
Yes.
and it's going to be imperfect. I think it's as fair as it's going to be. The purge of the voter rolls is problematic, and there is good fact that happened prior to this election.
Yep.
Do you guys work in the government or anyone else?
No, retired.
Retired? Used to a long time ago?
Previously worked for the government, currently contract back to the government.
And you feel what's happening in the government, that's a big issue, is how that's being...
Unconscionable.
They're just creating chaos.
And I think it's intended to distract and divide us.
Yep.
And
While they steal.
Thanks for your time. Anything else you want to say before I... Thanks, guys.
Stay
Chris,
warm.
how do you... Okay, tell me, how do you do this? This is really hard. I've got, like,
Well, I have more
clothes
hair
and-
than you do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that does help.
And a little more body. But
Yeah, okay. I'll acclimatise. Thanks. Bye.
thanks.
That was a lovely chat. I'm having lovely chats with people so far. I will give them that. Fight fascism. What? But it's profitable. Nice. Okay. Tell us. What? Can you tell us about your sign? Live stream.
So we made this sign on Friday a week ago. We stood out in front of OPM. And
OPM.
OPM, the Office of Personnel Management. So we made the sign, and then I added the bull for no dodging the law, no bulldozing the law, and bullshit.
Sorry, I got it.
Well, if a drag queen ever says no to a picture, something's wrong with them. All right? Yes. Story's all in your face, darling. Thank you for the camera. Thank you, Alright, I love your posters. I saw the bubble. Can I take a picture? Terrace, yeah. Love it. Fabulous. Thank you, friends. Sorry the bubbles are getting all your cameras. Alright. We love your phones. Love that. That's my husband. Yeah. He can happily date. He won't steal your phone, I promise. No, right? We're going this way.
Ready? Come here, guys. Come here. Oh, get in here.
Okay.
Do
you have a preference which way it is?
Anyways, good.
Okay. Okay, you ready?
Great.
All right, take a few. Go you. Go everybody. Absolutely. The selfie you're doing my husband.
do a bingo. Got it. The weather's better here. We're getting snow right now.
Okay.
But yeah, anyway, it's just like.
That's great. Thank you.
Are you a federal employee, ma'am, or used to be, or affected by the cuts?
I used to be.
What happened? Did you lose in this cut, or?
No, it's just wrong. It's just absolutely wrong. It's against the law what they're doing. That's why something needs to happen. Congress needs to take action. The courts need to take action. We just can't lie down and take this nonsense. We have to act. So.
Thanks for your time. Chris Goverys, streaming on Chris Goverys. Have a good my channel. Now, where was that? It's a divisive. You feel he? Tell us about your sign. I'll let you speak. You're on your. Otherwise, well, you know what it is. Otherwise, I'm speaking. I don't want to. Tell us about your sign. I know it's a lot. It's a lot. I just don't. I just don't want to speak for you in this way, because when it's such a strong message, if I speak for you, then I'm leading you down a certain path. And King Trump with a hangman. All right, we'll lead into that message, but hang him?
Well, I don't know. I feel like it's kind of
flip a coin.
We know what he is. We're figuring it out, and we're not going to be any good with him here. So we might as well get rid of him.
Yep.
Get rid of him with a rope?
No.
I mean, I don't think that would do anybody any good to be actually killing people, but he needs to get out.
Might cause some. The French have a story about.
We've been through that in history a couple of times.
Yeah. There's some unintended consequences. Quick, easy quicks, but then once you get the band-aid off, the bleeding it keeps. Yeah. All right, cool. Rope? Do you think rope's the answer, or maybe there's another way?
I really don't think it is, actually, because it would be kind of martyring him. But I do definitely think that thinking about it in this way is where a lot of people are. That they just really feel like there's nothing left for it but that.
Tell us about your sign.
So basically what I believe is that Trump is not the president, that he is president in name only, and that Elon Musk is setting himself up as king.
Do you feel the election was held improperly? Because I
do feel that very strongly. I think that Elon Musk was in Pennsylvania for a month and a half before the election and getting into all the systems. I am 100% sure that that was rigged. And what do I know, but that's what I believe.
Fair enough. Anything else before I go?
Nope.
Chris Goverys. I'm Australia. I'm stream protest, so I'm still getting Chris Goverys.
Yeah.
Thanks for the chat. See ya. Bye. You want to have a chat? Tell us. GOP where? You're taking names? What for? Like gifts, hampers?
For the fact that we need to change the majority in the House and the Senate in 2026. Then you can start to take care of it.
Some kind of contract with America.
This?
Yeah, it's your that was the view back in the 90s. How are you going to change? Because I've been talking to people.
Easy.
Tell us.
Sure. You don't have to. If you do generic things, you're not going to achieve anything. What do you need? You need to boot out maybe 20 House of Representatives, GOP, 10 senators, GOP. What's that? That's 30 people. You know how much that would cost? Probably something like $400 million. Boy, does that sound like a lot?
Your elections run on a lot of money.
400 million, probably 500 million.
Yeah, that's a really big number.
It's a big number, but it's $10 for everybody who voted against Trump last time.
That's a big point. So Andrew Yang. No, you don't know.
Yeah, it could be. Yeah. What about him?
So that was more of a 2020 thing. He was in it. So who's the next? Who's it next? Who's up front next?
I think I could pick anybody in this whole crowd.
Fair enough.
Why don't we just have names in a bucket?
Yeah.
And you just pull them out.
Yes.
That's a joke.
That's the, I think we
Well, you in Australia, you guys, yes, and what you guys do is you require everybody to vote.
You know, we have preferences. If your guy doesn't get up, it's okay. Your preference flows to the second guy, the third guy.
Rank choice.
Wow.
Perfect. Perfect. That's smart. Because you always end up with a majority voting for the winner.
Our downside is that our winning parties are now down to 28% primary. So that means if you get 28% of the vote, you win, which you end up with a different problem. I'm not saying that that's better, but
in a primary.
No, in our national vote. We're at 28. So, and in Europe, it's even more so, where you're seeing some parties with a 19% primary vote. So of the 19% vote.
I see. You mean primary in terms of
19% of the vote winning, and that I don't know. You end up with different problems.
No, sure.
Is that a bad problem?
It's a different problem.
No,
it's a different.
I think that's right. That's right.
Yeah.
We have so much money in the system; it's really distorting. You guys have? You don't have the same. The elections are shorter, I think.
I know. We don't. We have some money in our elections, but you guys are spending billions.
Crazy.
Like,
That's crazy.
It's. I mean, I don't know. I'm not. Hard to make sense of all of it here. That said, you guys are way more passionate about your elections. So I say that side. Left, right, whatever side it is, you guys care so much more than us. Us, it's like, win, lose, it's all pretty similar. You guys go, like it's a wild change either way.
Yeah, that's right.
So that's the upside of that
We
one.
don't have people in power doing terrible things.
Well, when you say in the primary,
Like
election,
just of the vote.
Yeah, that's right.
I got to keep moving. Chris Goverys. Chris Goverys is the channel. Nice to speak with you.
All right.
See you around.
Nice talking.
See you around.
Oh! I've been following you for 20 minutes. Just blend in. You good?
Yeah, I'm
good.
good.
Mate, it's refreshing coming to a protest.
Yeah.
You know, you can feel the democracy. Yeah, it's really good.
I really like. I've had a good time being here.
I feel so anonymous. It's awesome.
I couldn't even tell it was you.
Yeah, no, exactly. Like, I am breathing the tactics because they're really good at organizing here. I'm looking at, like what I'm looking at right now is we're seeing all the people that are organizing the rally, and they're like posters. Posters are ready to go. They're all ready to go. They're handing them out. Mate, in Australia, unless it's Clive Palmer printing off all the same crap sort of branding, black and white, black and yellow. Here it's grassroots. They're angry.
Everyone here is a federal employee.
I know, they're all federal employees. The Uber driver I had on the way here, he by the way, this is the first time people actually see that in the US. But millions of dollars in the contracts, and he was saying half my department's basically gone. They're all gone, and they expect us to be loyal, but they're going to fire us. They could fire us any time, and so this is the other side of the Doge thing in terms of him culling all these employees, and it's hard.
Yeah. Hurt. I want to conditional that word. We've just seen hate speech laws that talk about hurt. Hurt is that you lose your $180,000 a year job for.
Oh yeah.
Like
it's just standard, just your high standard of living.
Reapply.
Yeah, exactly.
Reapply.
Again, the severance package is great.
I'm hurt. I really got to.
Obviously.
I'm not. I think hurt is industry. This is not a. There was no severance package in those company towns, in those coal mining towns. So I really.
No, exactly.
I really feel that anyone who is around this.
Yeah.
Like that's
Again, and by the way, this stream's not about me. I'm a fly on the wall. I'm enjoying this.
I want to make it about you. I want to make it about you.
No, I'm enjoying this so much. Okay. Just sort of because you're working them pretty well in terms of getting people's opinions.
Sorry, I didn't notice it. I actually thought you were
20 minutes, an agent.
I actually thought I had this shadow over my shoulder.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, don't. Whenever there's a shadow over my shoulder.
Fascinating. And it's like, you see how they're managing the protest. You see the organisers. Like, I've no doubt the sort of grassroots organisers, but they're sort of interweaved with Antifa and stuff. It's just like, this is where the left in Australia get their tactics from. And it's fascinating.
There is a 3,000-line spreadsheet with 24 columns. With every location, every time, every separate subsection Discord organized for this. Like this is the most supremely organized protest, and there are, as I understand it, over 100 different rallies happening like this in cities across America. Like
she's
where
brilliant.
we're from, Aussie Cossack just hops into Photoshop and whips something up, which just copies the last one and throws it together, and then you find out that you're organising some protest because Cossacks or someone
Don't
has,
mind the face on it.
yeah, it's just thrown your face on it. It's
Yeah,
like, oh yeah, Joel's organising this one. I just made the graphic.
Literally.
And then he shows up with his guy with his Russian flag. And,
Yeah. Anyway, no. So this is it's quite surreal being here, man. Honestly, it's a strange thing. I've never been to the US before, but it's fascinating. I've never been to the US, so meeting all these Americans and seeing the politics that I've followed since 2016 is fascinating. Like I'm blown away. But look, let's you do your thing. I'm just going to be a fly on the wall. But this is fascinating to me. I really am. I'm enjoying it.
The only other protest I've really covered in the US was a J6 vigil, and there was a protest outside CPAC last year where the pro-Bukele guy. A protest outside CPAC last year where the pro-Bukele guys and the anti-Bukele guys were on either side of the road. And I never posted any of this because I was so confused on what to do, because both sides had swastikas and were Sieg Heiling, both the left and the right wing.
Yeah.
And then there were Jews standing next to Nazis who were impeccably well dressed but throwing salutes and talking about Hitler, and I'm like, what is wrong with you sick people that they're all both sides? How do you?
It's just insane.
No, the Jews are like, oh, it's a free country. Now I love that level of free speech, right? But I'm like, how is left and right? The distance between left and right was so far but so close together. I'm like, I don't even know what to do with this.
Yeah.
I don't even know what to do with this.
Yeah.
My last year I came to see back. It was a blur. It was an absolute blur. I just didn't know what to do with it.
Yeah. Mate, I think they're starting to do speeches in a sec, they mentioned. I don't know if there's any keynote speakers, but I don't know. I guess we'll see.
Yeah, come speak. I'm going to keep circling and trying to speak to some people while I can. Mainly on the edges.
You do, man. I'm a fly on the wall. I'm just blown away. This is fascinating. The whole thing's fascinating. Fun fact, in 2020, back when I did the show with Bosi, I was this close to coming to the Jan 6 protest. This close. If I had the funds, I would have actually done it. I was this close. But I'm glad I did, because I would have become enemy number one in Australia for that whole Jan 6 thing.
Foreign operative? Foreign criminal?
Yeah. You can see the headlines. I would have been like Cossack. I would have been Cossack. What happened with Cossack and Russia, and how he became the face of Aussies that support Russia. I would have been like, here's the face of the Jan 6 people. Here's an Aussie. You know.
Here's the Syrian.
Yeah.
We'll just call you.
I didn't tell you, when I got here in America, I think I'm on some kind of a blacklist because they pulled me into the immigration.
You got secondary?
And they said, I've seen your, straight off the bat, the guy's first question, he says, I've seen your podcasts online. And I was like, okay. And by the end of it, it was fine. It was the strangest thing, because I said, he's like, okay, how long have you been in the Middle East? And I was like, oh yeah, I've been 2 weeks of my life. I gave him the details. He asked about the trip and whatever, but no, I ended up going to, at the end of the conversation, he was like, oh, it's fine, no worries, man, all good. And he asked me when I left, so you just come from Australia, do you mind if I ask you about what you think about the flat earth theory? That was bizarre.
Okay.
Bizarre. I was like, who are you? But there was a Texas guy. I reckon if it was Los Angeles, I might have had a bit more trouble. But Texas, it was all right. The guy, I think he was a bit of a conspiracy theorist himself, to be honest.
No, if you had to do your customs clearance at Dulles, that would have been interesting. I did my customs clearance at Dulles, and that was.
Yeah.
I'm going to talk to more people, because what I'm interested in is how many people here are federal employees. Because so far, everyone I've asked,
they're not.
If they're
retired or
are either current or federal employees.
Yeah,
and
right.
That's what I'm
Go
just.
Eagles!
Yeah. That's I think my topic of the day is that, because election denial, everyone here kind of accepts the election was right,
yeah.
was done.
Except one person, the retiree that you spoke to.
Look, broadly,
yeah.
like 80%. And that's not really, I think, is everyone here a federal employee? And that would be interesting. Is this just about money? Is it about jobs? And
I'd say,
I don't know.
There's an element of serial protesters, and you know that because I'm looking in the crowd and I'm seeing a lot of people that are covering their faces like the Antifa ones. Those are the serial protesters, and I'll point them out. You'll see them. The ones that are covering their faces with the mask and the ski mask thing, it's like, bro. It's like, who are you?
No.
Who are you?
I actually think a lot of them are just still in the civil obedience. We want to stop COVID. I think we're still there. I actually think many of them.
After effects.
No, generally. I think I will speak to this gentleman here. Hey, are you hanging around a bit? Circle back.
I'm following you.
You're gonna follow me?
No, I'm following you. So you do your thing. I'm not here. So yeah, just you do.
Come to the edge with me. This way. Because the speeches, something I've learned over time is there's a million cameras on the
speeches. Yeah.
On the speeches.
Yeah, that's right.
Right? You can catch up with them later. And I know a lot of people like for me to focus on the stands and things like that, but guys, there's CBS, ABC, there's billion-dollar corporations who are covering that stadium.
Yeah. And I have good audio and all that crap. Get multiple angles.
What you won't find is a conversation with people. I don't know why mainstream don't talk to people, and that's my thing.
It's so uncontrolled.
It is. And I love that.
They want to control the narrative.
And some of them want to kind of do the gotcha thing, is like, ha, I got you with this. I'm like, no, they're imperfect conversations. This is genuinely what people on a different side of the aisle to you, whether it's left or right, think and feel. If you want political success and you're on the right side of the aisle, these are the people, well, maybe not exactly these people, but some of these. Jess Gill, who's now working for Vox Populi, former Aussie Wire, used to be a hardened pro-Labour activist, holding signs, saying things out. Even in the past, I've been vulnerable. I've looked at Labour and been like, oh yeah, NBN, things like that. If you want to win people over, you can't just be like, oh, we'll just send them to gulags and stuff. I mean, there's a guy down there with a hangman and a rope.
Bro, I saw that. Yeah, what the hell?
Okay.
Yeah, it was like, what are the other one that had the drawing, and you asked them, do you want to comment on that? And they didn't, but the person next to him said, well, look, you got to do what you got to do. It's been done a few times in history. And I'm like, bro, like, in Australia, we're just passing laws about marginally inciting violence, and here you are saying, oh yeah, absolutely.
There is a small risk. That the hate speech laws apply to things that I'm platforming online as an Australian citizen, apply to me and apply to me.
Amplifying,
So there's there's part of that. That is, if that makes sense. So.
All right. What else? What are you doing? Where are we going?
I'm going to see if I can.
Do your thing, mate. Do your thing.
Thanks, mate. Joel Jamal. Everybody's going to tell me for a bit. I'm going to keep on working my way through. Crowd. 320. There's a news network there. Don't rewrite history. Lots of kids. Hands off federal employees. Fire Elon. G'day. Have you been affected by the layoffs and cutbacks?
Not yet.
Not yet, but you're worried about it.
I am.
Fair. Okay. No kings, no oligarchs, no fascist USA.
Yep.
We the people, where the law
where
ends.
the law ends, tyranny begins.
Anything else you want to say? Or?
Not today, but thank you.
Lovely. Have a good time. Chris Coveries is the channel. I'll see you later.
Thank you.
I just realised I'm like a federal agent. Because it's the build, it's the jacket, it's the sunny.
Maybe.
Yeah, I just realised.
That's okay.
And I opened my mouth, I'm like, how you going, mate? And I was like,
as a non-US citizen, you could perform certain acts that US citizens couldn't with their law enforcement.
Yeah, and they do. They do. You know, the US enforcement, they commission the Five Eyes to do it. They're like, hey, can you spy on Tucker Carlson? When he goes to Russia and
Federal. It's not efficiency, it's corrupt. So, oh no, she's busy. That's okay. Power of the purse, bring back USA. Bring back US. Hiya, were you affected by the cutbacks at US?
No, honestly, but just...
You're worried about affecting you?
No, just the world.
Oh, okay.
It's, we're hurting the world for what? To save a very... half of, not even 1% of the federal budget. And all USA does is good things for the world. Why would you cut that? It's like the epitome of Christian values.
Lovely.
So
Thanks.
why would you cut that?
Thanks for your time.
Sure.
Was anyone else affected by the cutbacks at all, or worried about?
No.
No.
We've met a handful of people who have been, so you're going to run into some.
There's quite a few people here today whose like daughter-in-law works for USAID, or we've run into quite a few people.
Yeah, so
who know someone who personally was let go from USAID. I'm affected by my sister's in a nursing home, and if Medicare is cut off, it's a death sentence for her, and I'm so upset about that. So,
Sorry to hear about that. Sorry about that.
Oh, thank you. But it is serious. It's very, very serious. That shouldn't happen.
Have a good protest.
Thank you.
See you. Bye.
It's not that bad because I look like I'm your security. So.
I've never had that before. I had security.
Yeah, I know, right? You feel like Avi.
Oh, are you my dad? You're my dad. Yeah. Oh no.
I'm gonna be prepared to take the lawsuits.
That always ends up getting more attention is when people get rough with me than anything else, and I don't always like becoming the story, but see if I can. Yo.
Do you want me to hold that? You can do your shoelace up.
Do you want to hold this?
Yeah, sure.
You might feel a little more in.
Oh no.
You know what I mean?
It's just your shoelace.
Wait 1 sec. Oh no, that shoelace is fine.
Are you sure it's undone, bro?
You know, people have been up with me at different protests. Never had an issue. Never had an issue. But I am going to go and pat the doggy. Maybe not that doggy. Doggy's got a chain collar, so I might not. Let's see if we can. Yeah, you okay with carrying it? You might feel more.
Yeah, sure.
You feel with that?
Yeah. So I'm here to capture the most radical protesters. That's what I look like.
G'day guys, have you been affected by the layoffs or cutbacks or?
Yeah, we just got laid off on Saturday.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Thanks.
And that's why, is that why you're here today, or?
Because I would like to not be filmed.
I'll leave you with it then. Okay. Sorry to hear that.
Thank you.
If you want to know the channel for later, okay. All right. Good. Thank you. Sorry guys, have you been affected by the layoffs at all?
Yes, sir.
Sorry, here, can you talk to me about that? Is that why you're here today, or? Nope. Okay.
You're in our personal capacity.
Okay. Thank you. This is a laid-off workers' rally. I would rather DIE than give up on DEI. Powerful statement. Tell us about your sign.
I just thought of it and made it. I don't know. It's a core belief of mine. So. It's just something that's very close to your heart. And. Oh yeah.
Okay. Have you been affected by the layoffs, cutbacks? Is that something that?
No.
No.
No, but I do work for a nonprofit that supports adulthood.
So you're worried about flow-on effects and things like that, and you work somewhere around.
I work in Northern Virginia.
You're passionate about it because it's your.
Yeah.
That's why you
Yeah.
work in that industry, and you're worried about ripple effects.
Yeah, I support diversity. I support inclusion. I support belonging. Yeah. I
Okay.
support ability.
And you'd be willing to, it's a strong statement.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's hard to take a dialogue further than that.
Yeah.
Anything else you wanted to say? Channel's called Chris Coveries, if you're wondering, but anything else
Chris
you wanted
Coveries?
to... Chris
On
Coveries.
YouTube? Okay.
Yeah,
Cool.
YouTube, Facebook.
Cool. We'll check it out.
Yeah.
For sure.
I would rather DIE than give up on DEI.
Yeah.
Thank
And
you,
also
Tom.
ego-pig.
Yeah, that's
Much stronger statement there.
It is. I mean,
But that's funny.
thanks for your time.
Have a good one.
Don't give up on X Man.
Can't stand in the walkway.
He does not like it.
Walk in the walkway.
Yeah.
Have you been affected by the layoffs or know someone who has?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I understand that.
And
you feel-
some people that got sucked into giving up their jobs because they thought they would get fired. So, you know how you could take an early retirement?
Yep.
So there were like 75,000 people that ended up accepting that deal. But I don't think they're going to get paid in the end. But they did it anyway.
How long had you worked for the... you worked for the government? Where did you work? Or
I haven't worked for the government. My friends have.
Yeah, your friends
But
have.
I use government services like Medicare and Medicaid, and these things are all going to be cut and going away, and services for veterans. My father was a veteran, and so when you get your services cut, you know, you don't get to live a good life. So certainly not going to be great.
Channel called Discoveries. I'll keep moving. Thanks. Your sign was, even when a president breaks the law, he's still a crook. Follow the money, make him pay. Have a good protest. I'll see you. Bye.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's...
Tell us, so have you been affected by the cutbacks or someone who has?
Wait, I'm sorry.
Have you been affected by the cutbacks or know someone who has?
Yes. Not myself. I'm retired. But you know, everyone in DC is incredibly affected by this. I mean, they're going to cause a housing crash. The unemployment numbers, not just here but in the nation, are going to go up because federal workers are across the country. And yeah, people are, I know people who have, been frozen out, received all those emails, saying your job's gone, even though it's illegal because, they're in agencies that Congress created, not the president. So he has no right to do what he's doing.
Got it. Okay. Lovely. So have you been affected by the cutbacks as well, personally? Have you been affected by the cutbacks as well, personally?
He's very. Have you been affected by the cutbacks at all?
Well, not directly, but I work as a volunteer for Patuxent Research Refuge in Laurel, and they've gutted their staff. Not only the Fish and Wildlife Service provide the visitor service and maintain the grounds, and there's also U.S. Geological Survey does a lot of botanical and biological research, and they've gutted their staff horribly.
Lovely. Thanks for your time, sir.
The other thing I saw today, I haven't had a chance to read it, but I saw that they fired the USDA scientists who work on the bird flu, which you couldn't come up with a more idiotic thing to do, when we're about to have a pandemic.
Thanks for the chat. Chris Discoveries. The channel's called Chris Discoveries.
Discoveries?
Chris Discoveries. Chris Discoveries. See you later. Bye. Everyone must follow the law. Leaders must obey the law. Chris Discoveries. The channel's called Chris Discoveries. Tell us, have you been affected by the?
I'm going to be the next city councilman from Washington, D.C.
Tell us. AZ Eden.
Of the Solutionator.
Okay, tell us more.
You ever hear of the Terminator? Arnold Schwarzenegger? The Terminator.
Yep, go on.
Of the Solutionator.
Okay.
I know everything.
Have you been affected by these cutbacks?
No. No, I'm glad they're happening.
So you're against this protest?
No. It doesn't matter. People have to wake up. It's the only way. We can't be spectators anymore.
Remind us what your name is again? And
Solutionator Eden.
Solutionator Eden in Washington
Let's get
State?
back to the garden.
And you're in Washington State? In
No,
which council?
I'm here. Just three blocks away.
And you'll be in the DC Council, the City Council here?
Correct.
Great, okay.
They kicked out the guy in the black section. He wasn't convicted of anything. They filmed him taking, I don't know, hundreds of thousands of dollars. But
Isn't
he
that a
hasn't
big
been tried, but his peers kicked him out.
Mate, I gotta keep moving. Solutionator, AZ, we'll check you out. Channel's called Discoveries.
I like it. What country?
Australia.
Oh, shrimp on the Barbie.
Sure. That was 50 years ago.
Hey, I'm old. I'm old. Okay, Barbie on the shrimp.
No, another banh mi on the grill.
I love you.
See you, mate.
Hey, keep those Chinese at bay. They want the content.
They already have it. They already bought it. It's an investment property now.
That's okay. You know what? Xi Jinping needs to keep the $1.5 billion gobbled out. It's all an act. The rich people all over the world are in cahoots with each other. They're keeping us busy with all this stuff.
Do you want? Why? Is this your way of you want to talk about Netanyahu?
Hey, look.
No, we're gonna. No, too many topics. I gotta go.
I know.
You know. Yeah.
Yodi, his brother. I know it.
Talk to you. A lot of kids here. This is not going to be a dramatic protest. So many kids here. This is going to be chill. We're not going to see any dramas, but almost entirely stop the coup, fuck Trump.
Yeah, pretty
That's what I mean.
straightforward.
What else can I like?
There it is.
Yep. Rule of law. No pen.
The 1%.
Can I have the other side?
Yes.
No pen can erase my mind. It's still the Gulf of Mexico.
It's the Gulf of Mexico.
But what does the Gulf of Mexico have to do with DEI?
Well, he just doesn't have the right to change the name of an ocean. It's just not his job to change history.
A lot of statues got renamed 2020 though. Parks, cities, streets, all that kind of thing in 2020.
Right, but it wasn't just one person making that decision. It was based upon a lot of people wanting those changes to be made. And there were actual reasons to perhaps not celebrate people who had been slave owners, but to celebrate people who were actually good American citizens.
Thanks for your time. Channel's called Discoveries. Have a good protest.
Thank you.
See you. Bye.
I'm right along the edge of the water.
There's a lot of guys with headsets here. A lot of security guys with headsets walking past.
So they must be with the corporate media, right?
Okay, there's a swastika there. Can't have a swastika. Okay, there's a swastika there. Right there. There's a swastika. No. I've got my SD card and camera seized on return back to Australia.
All
I
right.
don't know if I can.
If I haven't messed with the camera settings too much.
I see. That'll be alright. I don't think anything too exciting is going to happen while we're here. DOJ 7, the calls.
Yeah.
Looks like we're getting close to the speeches.
Speakers must be crazy.
I think we're actually getting fairly close to it, but the amplification is terrible. Even Cossack knows how important amplification is.
Project 2025! Project 2025! Elon Musk has got to go. Elon Musk has got to go. Hey, hey!
Elon Musk has got to go. Hey, hey.
After 8 years of being out here, the first sign that a lot of people know me, but people did not take heed when I had a sign that said Trump's Project 2025 Agenda 47. For 4 months, I worked with it. I was at the White House, I was at the Supreme Court, I was at the Capitol, I was in Milwaukee, I was in Chicago. Challenging
I'm gonna head back this way. Nice. Let's go.
Agenda 47, please listen, nobody listen. Okay, so it's still now. We have to do what we have to do to get started.
And it worked.
Tell me.
It's the some of the posters.
Oh, wow. Okay, complete explode.
Right, someone knocked it.
Thank you.
Thank you. Oh, it was just that fell out.
No, the.
Did you need?
Yeah.
Sorry, right there. See between that.
Thank you. Thank you.
Sorry, mate. I was gonna ask you if I could take this off.
It's
because I don't see how it.
Might be just there's might be something else as well.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. Thanks very much.
Yep. Thank you.
Right.
Thank you for spotting that.
Sorry about that.
That's okay, mate. I'll reassemble it in a second. Come through. Entire quarters.
I was just wondering why you had. I was putting it up actually. I was wondering why you had the flash thing attached.
I'll show you. But yeah, entire quarters. Yeah, I'm always. Yeah, it's all good. Entire quarters. Everything that
Elon Musk has got to go. Hey, hey. 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 Elon Musk has got to go.
What am I doing here?
Elon Musk has got to go. It's the message.
Two years ago, Elon Musk was a favoured climate change hero. This has changed. Fascists about to lose. It's a common theme. Fascism, common theme. Oh, sorry. Veterans crisis about England calls for employees. President, not dictators. Mass deportations. Oh, economic one. Excuse me, ma'am. Can I ask you about your sign? I haven't seen this one. Mass deportation will crash Social Security. Tell us, what does your sign mean?
Are you recording?
It's called, I'm streaming on Discoveries and I'm asking people to tell us about this sign.
Oh, well.
Okay. Undocumented immigrants pay $96 billion. Okay, that helps. Thank you.
How much they contribute to the economy and...
So what they're doing is they're trying to crash Social Security without making people realize that that's what they're doing. They're trying to blame immigrants and vilify immigrants, and then what will happen is we will crash our Social Security system, and then we won't have to take care of each other anymore.
And that would make a very big sign. Say everything you just said would make it. And that's why I ask people. Democracy, not doge dictators, and America's president, not predators.
Pretty much everyone that's coming in now are all accused of sexual assault, and that should be concerning to people. This is not a presidential personality type. It shouldn't be.
Thanks for your time.
It's not normal to have a rapist in the White House.
The channel's called Discoveries, so check us out there. Thanks for your
Do
time.
you have a card or something?
if I would go through thousands of cards if I had enough cards. But Chris Coveries, Coveries.
Thanks.
This is happening live. We don't always get to see. Tell us about your sign, mate.
Oh, well, I noticed there was a lot of kids here, so I didn't want to put what I was originally going to put, so, you know.
It's hard to know what you're going to put. I think I may have known.
Yeah.
Have you been affected by the cutbacks or know someone who has?
I have not, luckily. I do have friends who work at EPA, work at other federal agencies, and I know a couple of people who have lost their jobs. I know several more who are like, don't know what's going to happen. And, you know, beyond just the direct impact, you know, I never consider myself all that much of a patriot, but just to see like such a brazen disregard for like, you know, functioning of this country, it's like, made me get out of the house. So
cool. Thanks for your time.
Sure.
Leave it. If I just twist that one, leave it. Off.
So easy when it comes off.
Hot shoes. Hot shoes on. Ah, mate.
Over there. Stick an old thing, and then they have the LGBT on the trans flag. It's a little surprised to see that here, but maybe not. No worries.
Excuse me, sir. Tell us, who have you? That's not who is. Who have you got on your sign there?
That's Andy Sandberg from Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Okay. Tell us about your sign. Why Andy's on your sign?
Because in the show he goes coo 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 coo.
Have you been affected by the cutbacks or know someone who has?
Not personally.
No? Okay. But you're worried about the kind of more procedural, more bigger. Tell us what you're concerned about.
Concerned about the 1% and the millionaires, billionaires taking money out of the American taxpayers' pockets. And it seems like the current administration's only got their interests at heart, not the American citizen.
Thanks for your time. Channel's called Chris Coveries. Have a good one. Kings, Nazis, fascists, Russia, ISIS got the KKK president they wanted. Happy Dictator Day. The people is stronger than the people in power. That's a flag I'm interested in.
It's like very crowded.
Dragging, mate?
This is a scarecrow, my friend. It's not meant to represent any real human being.
I see. There's a Musk tag attached to it there.
Well, that's the name of that bird there, you see. It's got its ear, you see.
See.
And that guy down there,
His name's Putin, and he's got him by the balls.
See.
You see. Dollar a stomp. Dollar a stomp.
Same idea.
Here we are talking about our hate speech laws in Australia. I'm like, oh, that's bad. Yeah, hey, bloody hell, it's crazy. It's nuts. Musk and Putin. Why did he say that?
Right. So, offering $1 a stomp.
$1 a stomp.
Yep. Dragging him through the streets, doing some, as he says, some ethnic cleansing.
He's a capitalist. Capitalist like that. See that? It's pretty bad, man. Oh, well. Like if I did that in Australia, like I'm done. Like I'm done. It doesn't matter who you put on it.
Electro did.
Who?
Electro did in Ballarat. Bendigo mosque took a doll to the steps of the mosque and performed a mock beheading.
Do you remember that the guillotine that got taken outside the Parliament in Victoria? In Victoria. Yeah, in Victoria,
there was a guillotine just here.
Oh, was there?
There was a guillotine here. Remember the guillotine with the capital in the background? That was the iconic shot, remember?
Yeah, I got a photo of the guy, by the way, with the stomping thing. Would have been good getting someone stomping it, though. That would have been the money shot.
Let's follow it for a bit.
You're gonna follow it?
Let's follow it for a bit. Let's chase it.
Great point, Joel.
Do you want to stomp on it?
Yeah.
Make the story.
It's like, Joel, do you want to be the guy that stomps on it?
Yeah. Some nice Daily Telegraph. What did he do? They pushed a. Remember, I thought this is a poor form where the Daily Telegraph took the guy wearing the Israeli hat, put a camera on him, and pushed him into a cafe.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, come on, guys.
Oh man, don't get me started.
That's a journalism issue in my view, not a partisan issue.
Yeah.
Like, don't like.
Yeah. There you go. Oh, there's like a trail of vehicles behind him. There he went. He's got some speed on him, doesn't he?
Yeah. $1 a stomp, eh? Right, that issue of that cafe is the dialogue already is fairly hot enough in that way.
Yeah.
You don't need to try and amp it up as the Daily Telegraph did. And it just impugns both sides that you're looking to for points on this one.
Yeah, I don't believe anyone now. Literally no one. I'm like, well, I've got to take everything with a grain of salt now. So well done. Like this whole climate in Australia with the anti-Semitism thing is just out of control now. Because now we're going to have fake things spray painted on the walls against both sides, and we're not going to know who to believe. It's just ridiculous.
And the nurse, we haven't even spoken about the nurses, but I to a degree I don't want to talk about any of it.
Yeah, yeah.
Like it shouldn't be happening.
Yeah, no, obviously.
It's not, and each side is looking for points in it. I'm like, this is an issue.
Yeah.
Nurses.
And you know what's funny? The Muslims have sort of, those that are skeptical of that incident, the battle lines have been drawn. Now they're saying she suffered enough, he's suffered enough. Cut it out, basically. And so this is just everything's just gotten worse now. So there's so much to be said on this that's not being said. It's really frustrating to watch.
Well, can you with the hate speech laws? Can you with how partisan everyone is? Because it is so virulent. Each side is picking their position that this is for them death. Like the dialogue is not, oh, I'm deeply concerned about what happens.
Yeah.
The dialogue is, this is a genocide.
Yeah.
And both sides are at top volume. There's nowhere further for it to go.
Yeah, I think Harvey's got a pretty good view on it in terms of he says, no, look, it's obvious it's bad. I don't think we should have any hate speech laws. I think we should just have it out in the public, and I totally agree. We should have that public domain to do it.
Yeah.
So I think it's good that Harvey believes that, but obviously I disagree with him on a lot of things.
Did we not have laws against firebombings before? Or was it like, oh well, as long as they're good speech firebombings, but now we're outlawing hate speech? No!
Don't get me started, man. Don't get me started. It's ridiculous. The whole thing's ridiculous. They're not using the existing laws, and now that they've passed new laws, they're not using those laws, which I warned of literally days before they passed. And so here we are.
Ridiculously selective in how they apply it to specific people.
It's bizarre because we come here now, we see people walking around with nooses and crap, and we're just like, this is their limit on free speech, and you can go beyond that, and it's fine. You know, and hey, is it really? Yeah, sure, things are divided here, but democracy worked. Trump had his election, won the popular vote, and he won the swing states, and the electoral college. And so he has a strong mandate in Congress and the Supreme Court to get through what he wants.
What I've worked out is it's quite a refined procedural issue, is that the cutbacks are affecting agencies that were commissioned or brought in by Congress by a presidential order. So it's an inter-legislative executive, which is really, like, this is a hard one to get it. Like, okay, sure, that's an issue, but this is not an accessible issue.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, exactly. And so now we're in
Tell us about your sign.
That's a good one.
Just made sense.
You got a tennis racket.
Yeah.
That's the best one.
That's such a great
That's what it looked like in the Oval Office the other day.
Tell it, have the cutbacks affected you or someone you know personally? Have the cutbacks affected you or someone you know?
I would say the latter.
The latter, someone, and you're concerned about it going, all right, thanks for your time. Have a good protest.
Yeah.
Hey, look at that.
That's a really good. I've never seen that before. That's a great idea. Oh, a bunch of tennis rackets. Naturally.
What would George Washington do? What would George Washington do?
Hi.
Tell us about your sign. I'm live streaming on Chris Discoveries, and I'm asking people about their signs.
Oh, well, George Washington did not proclaim himself king and stepped away, and other people became president until today.
What would George Washington do? Thank you. What do I think about that one?
Trump sign with the Hitler moustache, I think. Is that right?
Yep.
Is that right?
You'll be able to get that one if you zoom right in.
Yeah.
Twisty. Now, can I get... Let's see what Joel's able to do here. Give me 1 second to come with it. One
Trying
sec.
to find the focus.
There won't be any focus. Can I step this back to F28? Go all the way into 150. So zoom all the way, other way. Zoom tight in. Yep. And you see this button just here?
Yep.
Push and hold that button, and it will try and focus on whatever you're looking at.
Oh, perfect. Right.
Back button focus.
I'm showing my lack of knowledge.
No, it's fine, man.
I lost it. I've actually lost it. I don't know where it is. It was literally right there, where the no king sign is. That's where it was.
It is surprising to me, just the sheer number.
It's all the king's thing, like where it's come from, and they've all sort of coordinated it.
I think the God Emperor memes are... yeah.
I lost the sign. It was a good sign. There was a bit of writing next to it, so it would have been a bit of an explanation as well.
The one concern I've had with someone walking up here is someone who did think warmly of these reforms and want them, but concerned that this will not stop corruption, but replace it with a different flavour, a different colour, with different peoples. I don't choose that. You don't have, but.
How it highlights stuff in like black and white.
That the black and white, those are the zebras, telling you that you're a bit overexposed. I'm gonna do this for you.
So that's good.
Yep. Only one immigrant is.
I saw someone getting lamp bastards before. There was one.
Oh, really?
He was yelling at a white fella.
You don't understand
it because you've got white privilege and this and that. I just thought that was fascinating.
The demographics here are overwhelmingly white.
Yeah. Well, that was always bizarre.
And this city is a minority white city.
Yeah. Fascinating the connection they're doing with Washington. It's just like, you want him to resign, but he won't. It's a bit of a confusing dichotomy.
The first president had very different views and values to most people here.
Yeah. It's bizarre. It's like,
It's
okay,
a fun group, isn't it?
it's his second term. No, they're 100%.
Oh yeah, it's a little bit more spicier here. And
See, this is the thing. If that was Sydney, that'd be right in our face. They know who we are.
yeah,
100%. They'd be putting umbrellas and shit in our face, covering what we're trying to cover.
And the police here are nowhere near as close.
Oh yeah.
You just end up having to sort out your own stuff here.
Yeah, that would be tough. They literally just point at us and be like, Trump supporters.
Meet your loss, cheer in Jan 6, brutal insurrection. It's not normal presidency.
Can I take a picture?
It's mostly peaceful. Come over here.
Teaching your daughter to chant.
I will be teaching my daughter what to think and what to do, of course.
You'll be teaching her how to think.
Of course. Or someone else will.
But not what to think.
Well,
That's between you and that parent.
What do you think? What do you think?
I just noticed the bird.
You like it?
Naughty bird.
Step on it. Would you step on it for $1? You do it for free, mate.
50 cents. A nickel.
Any living felon?
$1 a star.
Off with their heads. What do you reckon?
Off with their heads, that's right.
Off with the heads. What do you reckon?
I reckon. There you go. Yeah. Gotta stop it.
Thank you.
What's that?
No, you're fine. You're right, mate. You're right. Joel, if you had this happening at a freedom protest, would you walk up to it and be like, oh, mate, I don't know. If they had a ScoMo dummy.
If I was a face on the poster speaking at the protest, I would be forced to condemn it to show that we're publicly against this. Because if the leadership doesn't condemn it, then the whole movement gets tarred with it. It's the same. Whereas if I'm just an attendee, I'm just like, well, it's not my name on the poster. But if I'm a speaker there, I would go out of my way in my speech to say, by the way, if you're seeing this and that radical thing, it's not us. That's not what we're here for. This is what we're here for. Here are the 4 things. That's what I did at the town hall speech when there was violence. I said we all condemn violence and everyone cheered. Yeah, because that stuff discredits you, right? Right, the photo. Do you want a photo of that?
Can I have that?
Yeah, sure. You give me that. Give me that.
blood gushing everywhere.
Well, that's what happened.
Oh, look at this bro.
It's got his walls.
Nasty stuff.
Big grip there, fell out of here. Ethnic cleansing.
Oh my God.
I couldn't get his ass fat enough.
What do you think?
No, I'm joking. I think I know what you're thinking.
Does it help their cause? Does it help this cause? Does it help what he's looking for? I don't know.
I think it ties the whole thing.
I think it does.
If I truly,
I think
have the same views that they have, I'd say make it that shit out of here. Like that's totally tarring the legitimate grandma, grandpa, worker. Do you want to ask that guy about it? He said that wasn't very nice.
What happened? What happened?
Oh, ask him about the thing, like the hanging thing. He said it wasn't very nice.
Excuse me, sir. So, sir, can I ask you about your sign? MAGA storming the Capitol. This is worse. Tell us. What do you think?
I don't know who I'm talking to.
My name's Chris. I stream protest on Chris Coveries, which I'm live right now, talking to people about their sign. Rather than me leading you and be like, do you... you can speak for your sign for yourself.
Yeah. The sign speaks for itself.
I heard you point at the body being dragged along the ground. What do you think of that?
I thought it was a little tacky.
That's why I was taking... Thanks for your time.
See, and that's the thing. A guy like that, legitimate concerns, totally tarred by that. He thought it was tacky. I reckon he said a lot more than that as well. Like, yeah, and that's the problem. That's the problem. You know, even if you agree with these guys are saying, you got to look at those tactics and be like, that's not us. That means everyone in Congress can just discard our legitimate concerns. And so that's why when I see what some Aussie campaigners do in Australia, where they get headlines, it's like, oh yeah, that's great. But now your legitimate concerns are going to be discarded because you did a violent or tacky sort of tactic. So, anyways.
And it is. It's not the first noose that I've seen here today.
Yeah.
It's it's extreme. There's no other way to put it. Oh. No other way to put it.
You know what I want to ask? I want to ask these people at the desks where they get these signs from and just funding it. It'd be fascinating. Just out of curiosity.
I do like your sign. I'm looking at the material of it because my good friend Joel here was asking about it because it's got some.
I started in 2017 and there's a layer for each protest. It's getting quite thick.
Wow.
You want the other side?
Sure, give it to us, please.
So every time there's a protest, you add a sheet.
One that's important to me. And it's just packing tape. I think at some point it's going to be pretty thick. I know. Do you love my handles?
That's what I was just saying. The handles.
Yeah, just staple them on.
I cover a lot of protests, and people just bring the signs, but you need something to.
I know, right?
We saw a guy with a tennis racket with his signs like this.
That's a great idea.
Are
you guys not from
Australia?
Australia.
I know I don't look like it, but Australia.
I didn't mean to sound, but
No,
it is
it's
lovely to hear.
Yeah.
Do we sound weird to you?
Look, you look. It's my TV is talking to me. That's what it's like because I love American movies.
Really?
Yeah. It's all chilly.
It's all good.
Yeah, it's actually. I was gonna ask. I've seen a few. We often remark, Chris and I, that the protests are very well organised, especially in Washington.
Yes.
I was curious, like, how does that happen? How do you bring it together? How do you get grassroots activated? And then
Ask him.
This is a phenomenal turnout today.
We volunteered because we heard about it.
Yeah.
It's Grassroots, man. They started on Reddit. There was a bunch of people on Reddit that decided to do the 50 protests, 50 days, 50 states one day. 51. And sorry, it's been a long day so far. Trying to marshal and everything.
If you're making this happen, what time were you up? Getting this sorted.
3:30, I think, this morning.
There you go. Right, that's off to you.
But we did. A group of us pulled it off, and since the 5th, so not a lot of time to do it. And it's in every state. There's a chapter in every state. This time, it's not just at state capitals. There's city capitals and things like that, like all across the country. So it's moving.
How do you compete against the massive machine of Elon Musk with Twitter and everything, and that sort of machine and everything? Like, how do you get support to actually get out here and get posters printed? Because the posters there's heaps of them, and there's been a lot of people handing them out. They look grassroots, they look legitimate.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just curious how you actually...
Word of mouth, man. That's all it is. People know people, and we all get together and we share things. And oh, hey, I know this group of people that do this organization in this state. Cool. Well, they want to help out with this one. We pass the information along.
Right.
It's just a big sharing organization that keeps growing and moving. It's a big living, breathing thing.
But it's a shame, though, because it's like there's not enough philanthropic people in the. Because obviously Hollywood's got a lot of anti-Musk people, a lot of people with a lot of money. It's a shame they don't sort of throw some support behind these things. Because as you can see, you guys truly believe what you're.
But this is only the beginning. This is
We're just getting started. And historically speaking, you can't rely on anybody else to do the job for you. So if we're going to wait around for a celebrity to say, hey, I'm going to throw some money at this, nothing's ever going to happen.
Yeah.
So we have to get up and do it ourselves, and that's why we all dedicated the time and the energy to be here today and do this.
So you got the network. You mentioned chapters. What do you mean by that?
I just use chapters as a loose based thing. So like we're like the people that organize this, like we organize it for this DC protest.
Yeah.
There's people in Annapolis, Maryland that's doing the same thing. There's people in Vegas doing the same thing. There's different groups of people that are all doing it under the umbrella. But we
social justice.
We specifically did this organization for this DC event.
Right. Because I know a lot of people are listening, and they might be wanting to actually join and get activated because they like what they see.
Check out our sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, that's all right.
No, check out our link tree. It's the 5501 link tree. I can't think off the top of my head what the actual website is.
That's all right. 55. We'll find it.
But it's the link tree. There's volunteer links on there. There's posters on there. There's the QR code for the live stream for ASL.
Yeah.
Everything is on that link tree.
ASL?
Yeah. We have a sign language. We have two sign language.
Sign language. Right, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, we have two interpreters up there, so you can actually live stream this event. And now that we're doing this event today, we're going to have enough momentum behind it, and we've learned from our mistakes, and we know how to...
Which previous protests were you helping on where you sort of learned a bit of the, as you said...
This is my first one with the organization. I've been protesting for 30 years, but this is my first one with this organization.
Right.
Yeah, so that's why
it's like 10 times better than
So get on 50-50.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it's my first time, but I've been protesting for 30 years, and I'm like, it's good that you're ironing out
I've
the
been protesting
creases.
for a long time. This is my first one with this organization, though, yeah.
Oh, good.
I came to the event at Upper Senate Hill on the 5th of February. Saw what they were doing. I found out what their information was on Linktree. I hooked up with them, and here we are.
Good on you.
So,
Good on you. Awesome.
Cool.
Thanks for your time. Channel's called Discoveries. I stream all kinds of protests in Sydney. And I was here last year for a brief one, but some of it, like the protests outside CPAC, there was a left wing and a right wing, and it was so like your politics are so much more divided than ours.
Yeah.
Wildly more. Like we just don't have the extremes that you guys do.
Well, I don't think it's necessarily the extremes. I think it's that this country is at a point where we need to have a unified voice that doesn't come from, a chamber somewhere where there's like 4 or 5 people speaking for us. Like we need to speak for ourselves at this point. And I think that polarization has been building. It's been building for decades, and I think we're just at a point now where we're here,
What happened to Occupy Wall Street? Because the energy behind that was so great that then kind of fizzled. Because I know a lot of people who are involved in Occupy Wall Street that ended up on both left and because we all were polarized. But is that something you're involved in back?
The Occupy Wall Street? No, I wasn't involved in that one. I mean, I started doing marches back when I was I think it was 8 years old with my parents. So
1973. What about you? 74. What about you?
Oh, I don't know. I can't do that math off my head. Early 90s.
It's my civic duty as an American.
Yeah, that's what my parents taught me. It's my civic duty to show up. I have a voice. I have a purpose to be here, so we're here. And 30 some odd years later, here we are. I'm still doing it.
Both your parents shared, because it's difficult where things are going. Not everyone's seeing politics the same way, but both of your parents said this is how. Where did you grow up?
I originally grew up in New Jersey.
Yeah, right. Okay. All right. Industrial town.
So what is it?
Is it an industrial town or?
New Jersey? No. I mean, it's a garden state. There's a bunch of gardens there.
Depends where you are.
Yeah, it depends on where you are. But no, I mean, but we would come here for protests. We marched on the Washington Monument. You know, like we did a bunch of marches growing up, and I've been doing it ever since, especially at high school. The Bush administration, I was here for that.
Oh, wow.
So I'm excited to be here today and to make sure that people are safe. And everyone has help, and everyone's here to have a good time and to voice their opinions. And
yeah, it's good the police kind of give you that space.
They've been exceptional.
They trust you to sort of, do your thing.
They've been really helpful. They've been super polite. They've been super helpful with everything.
Oh, that's fantastic.
I have no complaints whatsoever about the police here. They've been great. Absolutely phenomenal.
That is so rare here because if you may have a separate issue about systemic issues, but on a tactical point, if they've been helpful to you today, it's fantastic.
Yeah.
And
no problems.
With protests I cover as well, I like when I first got here, I said good day to the police, and they were like, okay. Yeah, I was like, oh, just say good day. Nice to say good day. We're all going to be here. It's a bit of a workspace, and
They're pretty friendly in Australia, so
yeah,
we have a yarn with them. But here it can be a bit standoffish with.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
But that's fantastic, and they've been good for you. And it actually seems like they've given you a massive berth. I haven't seen any police. But you've got a good crowd. You've got a really good crowd. There's been We'll let you go. Thanks for the chat.
I love the patch on your back. Oh.
I'll let you go. Thanks for your chat.
Oh,
Chris Coveries.
Chris Coveries. Thank you very much.
God bless
Appreciate
you.
it, guys.
Have a good one. See you, ladies.
Have a good day, guys.
Have a good one. Assume their agenda. Mate, that guy's in deep with organising. In deep. Like, he's a serial organiser of protests, and I reckon they're very well funded. I reckon they were very well funded and organised. 100%. What do you think? I might be dead wrong, but what do you think?
I think he's a loyalist more than anything else, and I think he's been doing it so long. And I think as many loyal activists do, they get taken advantage of by others. And that's true of all sides of political activism.
Yeah.
That money seeks to take advantage of people, not necessarily for the cause that they have.
Yeah.
But,
maybe we can find that Trump Hitler sign again.
Let's try it.
Numbers of Elon and Trump. I'm curious to see if any congressmen or women are coming out, you know? Because, I mean, it's voters, it's volunteers that are here. I'm curious why, I mean, we haven't really seen any, we haven't really seen any serious protests come out. So, yeah, just kind of curious about that. There you go, guys, Capitol.
You need something for your channel.
No, no.
Yes, you do.
This is good. This is good. This is really good.
You don't want to do anything for your channel, you sure? Because this is the moment to say, where you doing, you sure?
I don't know. What do you reckon?
Just like this.
Might as well.
What you'd otherwise say just here, just update your follower as well.
Yeah, okay, that's it. Hey guys, I'm outside the Capitol. Hey guys, I'm outside the Capitol, just seeing what people are, the other side of Doge, seeing what people's objections are. It's really interesting seeing.
Give it to us again. You had a bit of a.
I think it's a bad spot.
It's loud, it's energetic, but you're going to have to talk over them.
Yeah. Hey guys, I'm here at the Capitol. We're at a protest that's going against Doge. A lot of departments are being cut right now, and a lot of people in the government that are being cut, they're getting hurt from the actual cuts. And so it's fascinating to hear the other side of it, hearing what they got to say. Yeah, it's been fascinating seeing how they organise this protest on relatively short notice and seeing how they're getting out the vote. A lot of creativity with regards to the protest signs and a lot of people showing up. And if you want to see the full stream, Chris Scubber has been doing a pretty good job covering the whole thing, and you can hear what people have to say. But it's been really fascinating, really fascinating to see it all and chatting to people. Yeah.
You can post that in a bit.
It's really hard to drink.
Do you need a drink?
Oh, maybe. In a bit. Sorry. How long are you going to be here for?
I'll be here for a while. There's plenty of content here to talk to you people about.
Sure. Well, give me a call when you're done and we'll do something.
Yeah.
I've got to get my my suit dry cleaned before conference. So.
Go do it.
No worries, mate.
Thanks for the chat. Thanks for keeping it on.
It's been good. It's cool on your own, but at the same time, it's like it's good to enjoy it with someone.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's been very interesting.
This is a pretty chill crowd. I don't think I'm going to end up in too much trouble. And
unless you get a troublemaker watching you and they go after you, and you're alright.
I think I'll be alright.
Oh, look at that! Curb your Doge. It's a dog taking a crap.
You know, I gotta say, I'm not sure invoking the word fascism and Nazi is gonna work for government cutbacks. There might be an opportunity where you can invoke that and you should use it.
Yeah.
Like doing it in the first month, you just don't have anywhere to go. You know, if there's something new that happens, there's not. You're already at 11. You can't turn the dial and the rhetoric up any. Like, where are you gonna go?
I totally agree. Look, they're gonna get burnt out, man. I mean, this is they're going pretty hard, pretty early. So. Yeah,
you know,
it's a bit like that. Man. I really wish I found that other sign again, the one about Trump and the.
This is a bipartisan, cross-platform, red, blue, you know, independent libertarians. You're a libertarian?
Oh no, I'm a Democrat.
Democrat? No. But do you think this? I think this is an issue that would resonate with libertarians.
I mean, I think that he really prefers the AR, and I'm all about the VR, and you know, he won't see me one-on-one on the pit, and that's just. It is what it is.
I understand that.
That's awesome, man. That's so good.
Thanks, I appreciate it.
Thanks for that, mate.
You guys have a good one.
You too, mate. Thanks. That's great. You know, Elon plays a lot of games as well. Mate, that's hilarious.
Yeah, he does.
It sucks that he late to me. I don't think he's a big gamer, but his son is. His son's a huge gamer. And he loves playing strategy games that I like playing, actually.
Yeah.
It's a lot of Total War. I reckon he plays a lot of Total War.
Yeah, Can you airdrop this to yourself?
Oh, thanks, man. Oh, that's awesome.
flag these?
Yeah. Same.
What a sight.
Yeah. To be out here in solidarity.
Yeah.
You know if there's more happening other than shut up?
There.
Is the shot of the Capitol at all in that? Oh, it is too. It's really cool.
This, if it's too blurry, you can just do this. Continuing, you should be able to edit the blur if it's too blurry.
Yeah.
Backgrounds.
I'll have a play with it.
Evidence there was a speaker happening.
All photos data aren't. Take this one because this one.
Sure, there is an information table that way, as is a.
Dropbox cancelled. It's cancelled.
No, you got this one. This one you got.
Feel like that.
This one should now be able to edit the background on that one. I don't know. Just Mac data can come over by airdrop.
I'll say that in one sentence. I'm Lachlan Lane. I'm running for Senate in Queensland with the Libertarian Party.
There you go. You'll like that.
Hey guys, did you want this? Did you hear this?
Oh, look at that live stream feed!
Right.
Oh, I can't, but I'm live streaming it.
I'll get a photo of it.
You're so cute. How excited
Oh,
you are.
we're just Aussies. We're like our wildlife, kind of. Not all our wildlife. Just the cute ones, not the deadly ones.
Thanks for joining. Thanks for saying good day.
How the hell do I get out of here? I reckon it's so busy and there's such a surcharge with Ubers.
Well, you need. Oh, yeah, the Uber.
I'm going to go into a street.
If you're going back to open your phone, open up Google Maps, hit direction. Get the metro, but Metro Centre's that way.
Okay. Cool. I'll see you later, mate.
See you, mate.
Well, not always.
Now it's a little bit quieter. I'll pull up my second phone and take some comments. What a grand background, eh, guys? What a grand background. It's been such a chill crowd. I'm happy about that. Most of the people that I've spoken to have been federal employees, or someone who's worried about someone like him. Let's have a look. We'll start with Facebook first.
Do your job.
If you got any comments, drop them now so that we get back to the top.
Where is Congress? Do your job. Where is Congress? Do your job.
Where is Congress? Do your job. Where is Congress? Do your job. Where is Congress? Do your job.
Do your job.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Right now, it's like, especially with that kid, something she's supposed to say, like, you should do basically
Where is Congress? Do your job. There's no one saying. Do your job. Where is Congress? Do your job. Where is Congress? Do your job. Where is Congress? Do your job.
Okay, and they're doing laps.
Do your job.
Do your job. Do your job. Do your job.
Josh might be a little overwhelmed.
Do your job.
It's so few trees, yeah, exactly. What's the dog's name?
Tell us, where do you begin?
Yeah, I mean, I think we gotta connect all the minority groups out there, especially. Because like all those little 1% of the population add up.
1%, 2%.
Yeah.
Eventually, you get up to a pretty high percentage.
Mm-hmm. There you go. Yeah. It's the most open-ended sign I've seen here today. Most of them go. A lot of Nazi, a lot of fascists, a lot of all that kind of thing. Yours was a kind of a, and it, ...
Well, I mean, honestly, someone else gave me this sign because they're like, I brought too many signs, but it's appropriate because it's like, there's just so much going on that they're doing wrong that it's like, I can't even list out all their cons. I could go all day, kind of just all the...
And how would you even start fixing it? Because they keep having so many things that they do.
That's what I say. Like fascism, their original logo was that bundle of rods, and the way to break them is to snap one rod at a time. So you can't as an individual take on every single issue there is. You got to delegate. You focus on your one or two and really get those taken care of, and then hope someone else that's really good at the other issues will take care of the other problem.
Have you been affected by the cutbacks or related to someone who is?
By the what?
The cutbacks. Do you work in the government or?
I do. I work part of the North Carolina government. We haven't been directly affected yet. I'm just local county government, not state government, but there's a lot of just fear of what's going to happen. I work in the library, and we're constantly like, if we get shut down, what do we do? How do we protect the information that we have? We have some historical documents, and we're like, how do we keep those from being destroyed?
Do you work in the government or you'll get affected by?
No, I don't, but I work in the education sphere as an occupational therapist, and schools are one of the big battlegrounds for trans rights, so I do worry that specifically anti-trans rules might make it harder for me to operate within my job. So, I'm hanging in there as long as I can, but we'll see where it goes, I did have a friend of mine who lost their job because when USAID was cut, that killed her job. So I live in DC right now, so I know a good amount of people that do live within the government have been impacted or are worried and that kind of thing. So
some groups I help with because of the USAID, they're being unable to help feed some of the kids that they help, and it's like the longer this goes on, the more people are just going to be killed over it, and it's hard.
Thanks for your time. Thanks for the chat. Channel's called Chris Discoveries. Chris and Discoveries.
Yeah.
Check out.
That was a nice chat. Good point.
Go get him.
Look at that. Good. Here.
Let's get rid of while we're at it.
He liked my sign, so we started talking.
See something even better?
Sure.
Give me a snack or give me a help with the glove.
Tell us, where have you come from today?
I'm from Washington, but originally Pennsylvania.
Have you been affected by the cutbacks?
I'm hoping not to be, with the data of Social Security going out, disability and whatnot. 1 second, I apologize, but you'll like this. It's worth it.
No, I can respect the number of layers because I too, your weather is tough. Bipolar bear.
Mental health. It's my issue.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, yeah, leave you. Thank you.
John.
They kicked them out a couple of towns, and they formed camps, and they pulled under
Oh.
word fascism is probably one of the most common ones I've seen here.
Work remotely, or you like totally?
This is what democracy looks like.
Show me what democracy looks like.
This is what democracy looks like.
We actually grow food and give it away to people. Oh no, I'm sorry. it's agribusiness. Agribusiness.
And they always all right.
That's right.
You can sit it up.
Remarkably polite. They're not leaving the
me what democracy looks like. Show me what democracy looks like.
Thank you.
Democracy looks like.
Guys, no wonder Americans can't make sense of so much of this. No wonder Americans can't make sense of this. Everything is Nazi, everything is fascist. I don't know. I gotta put some bits together on this. This is crazy in some ways. I understand some of the points about cutbacks, but everyone's an employee. Everyone is connected to the government in some way. I didn't get to really learn about what the issues were. It seems like an interparliamentary executive legislative issue where the president is taking actions which is overruling the Congress. It's just not a broad issue, guys. It's just not a broad issue. It's not an issue that is going beyond your policy wonks who are in your capitals, who are in your big cities, who care about procedural affairs. Yeah, okay, these issues matter. Is that, but then that's how fascism starts, cutbacks. Calling it a coup. Maybe that's just the messaging that went out. Call it fascist, call it a coup. Call the person who's making the cutbacks unelected. Oh, there you go, 2024. I'm gonna make some clips. What a remarkable time to experience while I'm here. I'm gonna get some footage from CPAC while I'm here. And experience that. Another chapter in democracy, another chapter in politics. See you all next protest, guys.